All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vays or Market Pulse. I haven't found the direction yet, but we are going to take a look at all the charts, waiting for your live stream to load. We're kicking off with over 100 live viewers, so we are all set. Bitcoin did something overnight, exactly like I expected. I got to cut out that clip from last night where I said I still think Bitcoin will pop up one more time, get us to 9,500, and then it's going to have a pretty serious pullback. And I believe we are looking at this pullback. Okay, and popping out your live chat now, closing that, and we are good to go. I will try to stay with you into the opening of the stock market. I don't have any positions that are that critical, even though if the market is pulling back, that would probably require me to do some maintenance on my trades. But for now, let's just go ahead and get started. All right. Oh, my Embly card right there. You can see it in the little corner there. Check that out. If you need to spend Bitcoin as you go travel the world like I do, there it is. There's your Embly card. If you're going to be trading, here are some other options. Let's go and take a look at this chart. This chart has not changed. This is Bitcoin. Normally, I wait for some likes. Let's get some likes in there. We only have 400 viewers, so let's get 200 likes up there. And otherwise, I'm going to flip over to the S&P 500, which opens in 10 minutes. The likes have really been helping, guys. It's really gets the video out there and more people watch, which is one of the reasons why I do these videos. Let me turn off this volume. It's not really useful at the moment. We are close to the top of this triangle, but I don't believe we will make it. I believe Bitcoin has short-term top. I have not looked at any charts since last night when I did it with you guys, and we will do it together one more time. I'm curious how the S&P 500 is doing. The S&P 500 has had a pretty severe correction this morning on a daily scale. I want to see how far we are down. On a daily scale, we are down pretty bad. I was considering going short at the end of the day yesterday. I did not. I just left my positions as is. And not a great day for the S&P 500, but it is a green 5 on its way to a 9. So it's possible that we can bounce back tomorrow. It's also possible we will reverse at 10 a.m. back to the upside. And that is something I will be watching. But I am not currently in the S&P 500 itself. I do, however, have a bunch of trades on, and we will see how those trades are doing in this down day. All right, we are almost at 200 likes. So before we do that, let's take a look at oil. Oil is bouncing again. That's going to be good for oil companies pretty much. The Apache trade that I didn't get out of way too early is a little disappointing, but that's okay. And oil is bouncing. No such thing as an easy trade. We will see how it does going into the expiration of the month. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is still down. This is interesting. The S&P 500 is down, and gold is down a little bit. I am not in the gold trade. I like this consolidation of gold. I would love to see gold literally consolidate, maybe even get us to a red 9 for a nice buying opportunity. I don't want to see gold break these lows. I want to see gold simply consolidate and give me a green 2 above a green 1 above this line. That's where I want to see it. I would, in fact, I would love to see gold pull back down into the 1600s and then give me a green 2 above a green 1 breaking 1700. And that would be a decent gold trade looking for something like the old all-time highs. Though it will create a weird situation for me, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about Bitcoin. That's the big one. Let's go to the weekly chart and the daily chart. We hit that red line. We just came up short, and I think that's where it ends. This is beautiful. That is a perfect rejection of that line. Oh, I was looking at this chart. I didn't see what the price was. I said we weren't going to make it. I thought that was the top, but this is not the updated price. The price overnight hit that line. I just saw that. That's the same line. That's it. That's the rejection. I was sleeping. I did not get a chance to catch this, but I made it very, very clear in last night's video that I was looking at the 10-minute candles, and I was looking for a breakout in that 10-minute candle, is this still a 10-minute candle? Yes. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I had this arrow up here, and look at that. Perfect. Look at that. The 10-minute tops on a 9 on combo 13, aggressive 13, the 9 almost got you to yet another 13. It was one candle shy of one more 13. And that would have been the end of it. And it was the end of it. We top on a 9. We hit 4,500, which is exactly where I thought we will be the ultimate high. We hit the resistance line. We made a perfected 9. There will be a perfected 9 in about 10 hours. 10 hours from now, there will be a 9. That is currently a reversal candle. The S&P is also pulling back. And now, because we made it all the way to 9,500, there is a chance. There is a chance that we're only going to fall down to 8,000. However, we will probably fall lower than that. Probably, not definitely, probably. And the reason why is because I don't think we will spend enough time above this support. We really need to spend at least a week. I want at least 7 candles fully above this triple support. If I do not see 7 candles above the triple support, I will not consider this triple support as being strong. Someone says bull trap. I don't believe this is a bull trap. That's not the tone Vays definition of a bull trap. A bull trap is something like this. This is a bull trap. Like these are bull traps. I'm not saying I didn't get caught on some of them, but they're bull traps because they lead to long-term and very significant downside. Those are bull traps. If I go back further, this is a bull trap. Now we fall down to 6,000 right here on a weekly scale. And this is a bull trap because it leads to significant long-term downside. This I do not believe is a bull trap because, first of all, it's not a bull trap because it got rejected at resistance. A bull trap needs to go beyond resistance in order to flip people into the other side of the market, okay? This is just a hit of resistance, and now we're going to be pulling back. Now, the weekly chart is still strong, but the weekly chart has plenty of room to the downside without breaking the weekly bullish trend. Where are we on the stop and reverse points? We did not break the stop and reverse point. That is very, very interesting. The weekly chart did not make it to the stop and reverse point. And that is very interesting because now we can fall quite a bit and still stay below the stop and reverse point. I would love to see the stop and reverse point break somewhere in the $7,000 range. I would love for us to like slowly pull back and consolidate within the set triangle. This is that same triangle. Very interesting. This is a crazy reversal candle. I almost guarantee you there'll be a 9 tomorrow unless we fall all the way back down to 7,700, which of course is possible, but probably unlikely. I don't see Bitcoin falling that far that fast. We have already fallen almost $1,000 from this high. I took my exit at the top of the 7 candle, and I'm happy I did. I took my exit at a higher price than the current price. And I did not have another chance to take that exit because I had my position in GBTC, which only trades during market open hours. I'm a little disappointed I didn't sell the S&P last night. I really thought about it. I actually thought about going short the S&P at all 3 10-minute 9s. I thought about doing it here, was happy I didn't. I thought about doing it here, was happy I didn't. Well, I wasn't happy I did it at first, but then we did go higher into end of day. And then I saw this 8 candle. And while I was thinking, man, I should probably enter a short trade right here on this daily 9 in the last 10 minutes of the market. While I was thinking about that and going to look at my broker, it fell like 20 points. And I'm like, well, shit, I missed it. Then it went up right after the market closed last night. And I was like, oh, good move. Dodged another bad short. But now going into market open, clearly that would have been a profitable trade, but we're already rising. And the market opens in 3 minutes, and we will go and take a look. Let's get back to Bitcoin. Thank you for the likes, guys. We have 300 likes. We have 1,000 viewers. Please get those likes to 500, and we will look at some of your Q&A. So that's the weekly chart. Double resistance, the Lucid SAR, which is not really a resistance point. So the Lucid SAR is, to me, it's not a resistance point. To me, it tells me if I should be long or short in this market. Now, granted, that is a huge conflict with many of the other indicators. And I love using the Lucid SAR when it's not fast moving. I don't really see much use of it on a weekly scale, but on a daily scale, I want to take a look at the Lucid SAR as well. See, on a daily scale, this thing is going to escalate up really, really quickly. And Bitcoin has been volatile. I'm trying to find a good example of the Lucid SAR right here. This is a beautiful use of the Lucid SAR, where you short a SAR that isn't moving up too quickly. Here's a great example of going long the SAR. This is a great one. You are going long on a green 2 above a green 1, above the prior high, breaking the 200-day moving average, and like breaking the SAR with sequential. That's beautiful. This here is a terrible way to enter a trade off the Lucid SAR because you moved so much in the same candle. This is not bad. You are entering this trade on a red 3 going below a red 2, breaking a moving average, and you're so close to breaking the SAR. If the SAR was a little bit higher, if this 3 candle broke the SAR, that would have been an excellent way to enter a trade. That's a terrible way to enter a trade based on a SAR because it happens to be a 9 buy opportunity. So I do like the SARs, but only in certain circumstances. So right here, I would love to see the SAR go up and somewhat consolidate, but we'll see if that happens. But I believe the SAR will now go up very quickly because of these giant rises. Tomorrow or the next day, we'll probably break that SAR. All right, this is still pulling back. This is a crazy reversal candle. The market is probably still pulling back. We will see. I like this 9. I would never buy this 9 because it's happening pre-market. We will see how the market does. It opens in 1 minute. I already looked at gold. We already looked at Bitcoin. We can go to a lower level time frame. Let's look at the 4 hour. How did the 4 hour do? Oh, look at that. The 4 hour tops on a 9. This triangle is from the 10-minute scale. Beautiful top. Now I'm going to slide this arrow over. Actually, I don't really need this arrow anymore. It's in the way. Beautiful top on a 9. Yes, we went a little bit higher the following candle early on in the candle, but this is what I was expecting. I had nice profit in my trade. I didn't want to risk it. I was waiting for this 9. We have a perfected 9 on a 4 hour. I want to look at it what it's like on the 1 hour. Tell me there's a 9 up there somewhere. No, we missed the 9. Okay, so there's no 9 on the 1 hour. That's unfortunate. We had this little price flip here that prevented it. But there was no 9 here, but that's okay. Look at the stacking. This is why I love sequential. There was a 10-minute 9 for the really short-term trader. For the really short-term trader, he had a 9 in Bitcoin right at the high. Remove the indicator and reapply to the chart. What the hell? Why did that happen? Beautiful 9 on a 10-minute right at the high. This 9 happened inside a 4 hour candle, which was itself a 9. This 4 hour candle happened inside a daily candle, which was almost a 9. It was an 8, but you know the 9 is coming because all you have to do is stay above a 5. So that's close enough. And that was a beautiful timing mechanism for me. I was looking for a top within the next 48 hours, like I've been saying over the last 24 hours. And that's it. That's the top. Now, the question is, how far will we pull back? And, oh, let me go back to the 4-hour chart because the moving averages are different. This is my daily, 50, 128, and 200. How far will we pull back? I believe we will pull back. Well, I don't even know how to draw this arrow, right? I don't want to draw it off the top because that's kind of cheating, even though I did say very clearly on yesterday's video, I'm looking for a top at 9,500. I said it very clearly. I'm going to pull out that part. Hopefully, I'll find it. The video was long, hour and 15 minutes. I'm looking for this pullback and probably more. Very likely, it'll be this pullback. How long will it take to get there? Maybe only 1 to 4 candles. Let's look at the S&P. The market is open and the market is dropping. Market open and the market is dropping hard. I'm very curious about my positions. So I'm going to go and take a look at my positions. Let's get those likes to 500 and I will take a look at some of your questions. This is Royal Caribbean. I'm not in Royal Caribbean. I am in Norwegian. So we have a long trade on Norwegian. That is currently pulling back. Still not the end of the world. It's holding okay. I have a long position in Uber. How is Uber doing today? Uber's not doing very well. That's still okay. We have a long position in Under Armour. How is Under Armour doing? Didn't open great, but it's now ticking up a little bit. That's okay. We have Tilray. Long position in Tilray. Tilray is problematic. I'll manage that trade as we go. We have a neutral position in NVIDIA. This is the big one. NVDA. The last thing I want is for NVDA to not move. NVDA not trading is really bad for the trade. NVIDIA is not trading. That is bad. We still have another day, and we'll see how it does tomorrow. I also have a position in Cisco. Same thing as NVDA. This is a direction neutral trade. We want it to move a little, but not too much. The closer it gets to the purple, at the end of the month, the more profitable this position will be. I'm trying to remember the other positions. I don't know why we didn't take on any short trades. We probably should have. I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh, MGM Grand. MGM is holding up there. Earnings is tonight. This is an earnings play. We will see how it does for earnings. Hey guys, we got 1,200 viewers. And am I ending the stream or are we going to keep going? I want those likes. I want to see 500. If you want to get rid of this screen, I'm gonna be promoting. I'm gonna be chilling until I see 500 likes. So hey guys, check out the Embly card, of course. This is the Embly card. I was supposed to send some Bitcoin its way at 9,500, but I was asleep, so that didn't happen. But I'm not spending any money right now, so it's okay. Still in quarantine. You can see the number of days. We have 40 days into quarantine. I flew back from South Africa I left South Africa on the 19th. So I landed like around the 19th or 20th. And today is the 30th of April. So I have been in quarantine for 40 days. I've only left like for a few hours in total. I think the amount of time I've spent outside of this apartment is probably 10 hours in total in 40 days. So I am ready to go hang out and go outside. I believe this quarantine should end immediately. My opinion is this quarantine needs to end. People are going to go nuts. I've been enjoying isolation a little bit because my life is the complete opposite of isolation. So this has been fun-ish, but that fun is starting to wear out. And these videos will probably come less often. Hey, we have 500 likes. I can go back to charts. All right. Check out the other affiliates if you want to support. You can come out and join us in Bali in November. I believe the world will be open by then, or at least I hope so. We also have Understanding Bitcoin in Malta, first week of October. Hopefully everyone can travel there as well. GBTC is displayed on a delay. I'm not going to see what it looks like. I got out right at this. I got out better than this price, to be honest with you. And we will see how it opens. Well, it opened already, but I can't really see it at the moment. All right, we got a few questions. Let me take a look at those and see what we got. Ooh, what is this? Let me take a look at this. Someone sent me, one of my friends sent me a chart. This is the US dollar versus the Israeli shekel. Interesting. Look at that beautiful top on the daily 9. And then we have a beautiful bottom here on a 9, 1 to 4 candle correction, entering the countdown phase. The countdown only made it to an aggressive 13. And now we're on a 9 buy. So looks like the Israeli currency is no longer imploding. It has pulled back to approximately the level of the prior swing high. And it can certainly bounce a little bit. But guys, I am very bullish the dollar. I think every hyperinflationist of the US dollar is basically a fool. I've been saying this for as long as I've been a public person, which is now 6 years. So for the last 6 years, since I've started tweeting and doing videos, I've been calling out everyone that's been saying that the US dollar is going to go into hyperinflation because that's insane. So relatively speaking, every currency around the world will depreciate against the US dollar. Some will depreciate faster versus others. And it looked like the Israeli currency was going to go into hyperinflation, but they managed to avoid it. And right now it could start to go bad again. So right here, get ready to lose some value. If you hold Israeli currency, it will probably start to now depreciate greatly against the US dollar once again, or it will very soon. Okay, what else we got? How can tops and bottoms come so close to these trend lines? Traders or machines are aware of this. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so yes and no. Keep in mind that this trend line in Bitcoin, I'm going to go back. This trend line did not, it kind of existed here. Or let me use this chart. Let me clean this up a little bit by removing the SAR. Look, this trend line was probably there when it reversed here, but this point and this point, they don't really count. They don't really, these points do not really count. And the reason why they don't really count is because you needed these points to draw that trend line. The next time this trend line acts as support, it will probably, well, maybe not the next time, but the time after that, it will probably be broken. When a trend line becomes established, it breaks. When the trend line becomes obvious, it breaks. This time around, the trend line was not obvious to most people. It was obvious to me, but most people, it was not obvious to. The next time, it will be obvious. And there is a way higher probability that this trend line will break next time because it will be obvious. Is eToro good for anything? Yes, eToro is good if you don't want to get your money stolen. So eToro is probably the most legally compliant exchange on this list. eToro is probably the safest place for you to trade your Bitcoin. because eToro has been around before Bitcoin existed. And eToro allows you to trade Bitcoin as well. But eToro has it's fully compliant with the laws and regulations of every single jurisdiction. I cannot say the same about any other exchange. Like, for example, Deribit, Bybit. I mean, I don't support BitMax, but Deribit and Bybit, they do not let Americans trade on those exchanges. I don't know about Canadians. Like, I'm not sure. But eToro, but they still operate. eToro is fully legally compliant. So is eToro good for anything? Yes. It's good for being fully compliant and sleeping safe at night, that no one is, that if someone hacks them and steals the Bitcoin, the CEO is not going to run away with everybody else's money. So there is something to eToro. Now, Kraken is a giant company with 1,000 employees. That's probably not a risk for Kraken either. Kraken is also is trying to stay as legally compliant as possible. But Kraken, being only a crypto exchange, is in a different position than eToro. eToro's crypto business is a small part of eToro's business. eToro was in business long before Bitcoin existed. So there is something to be said about trading on an exchange that had a reputation before Bitcoin even existed. Tone, have you ever considered writing a program to make trades based on when certain numbers on the TD indicator? Yes, I have actually had several people talk to me about this. Doing that requires a lot of attention and a lot of time and a lot of detail. And I have thought about it, but I just do not have the time nor the energy to get it done. It would mean that I have to disconnect from the internet in order to get it done. I just, I'm so far, I'm like, I spent all my entire day yesterday testing the new version of, I've been testing the latest changes to the indicator because I want to release this thing one more time so that it's perfect. And this is the multi-time frame version of the indicator. So there's so much work to do. And there's only so much work I can do, guys. Only so much work I can do. I'm really curious about the markets here. Next. About hitting the lower line of the long-term triangle. What would that look like and when? I don't know. So the question is, how would it look to hit this bottom line? Now, keep in mind that this bottom line is actually in line with the 200-week moving average. It is right at the 200-week moving average. They're going to move in tandem for quite a while. The 200-week moving average doesn't move. Look, the 200-week moving average was in tandem with this line here, here, and here. They are moving together. That's the 200-week moving average. I believe we are going to hit this line. I don't know when. It can happen next week. It can happen next month. It can happen next year. If it happens next year, it will happen right around 7,000. I believe we're going to hit this line one more time. I don't know when. I don't know how. I don't know if it's going to look like this with two candles on the line and no shadow, or it can happen like this, where this tip of the shadow hits the line, but the candle closes at 7,500. I really have absolutely no idea how and when it's going to happen, but I am expecting it to happen. Good question. Very good question. Is the S&P sell-off mainly caused by EOM rebalancing? What's EOM? I don't know what EOM stands for. Sorry. If your opinion is the recent Bitcoin price pump due to upcoming halving FOMO or just a long overdue move, both. There's never one thing. There's in all markets, there is never a single catalyst. There's never a single catalyst. Okay. This was a reactionary swing high from the unreasonably swing low. The unreasonably swing low was a reactionary low off of the unreasonably swing high. This is what happens to markets that can't find their equilibrium. When a market finds their equilibrium, they consolidate and start to rise slowly. Here is the Bitcoin market in equilibrium. The rise in Bitcoin after this Ponzi scheme blew up, we had a 6-month consolidation with a beautiful break out of the ascending triangle, along with a halving pump, because the halving took place right here. We then had a slight reactionary low off the halving. After the halving, it rebalanced, and right here we had a nice orderly move to the upside. This was a panic due to Chinese exchanges. This was stupid stuff due to the SEC announcing the ETF. But look how slowly and orderly Bitcoin is rising. Then it went a little fast and it tops on a 9. This is the first time I ever looked at sequential, by the way. It was this week, the week of June 5th, the first time I ever opened sequential. And we pulled back. This was an orderly move in Bitcoin, and that's why I stayed very, very bullish. Right now, we are trying to find this similar type of equilibrium. And we had a reactionary high that just occurred off of a reactionary low, coupled with the pre-halving FOMO. Now, the halving event is coming in 3 weeks. We can pull back and we can have another FOMO. It's possible. I don't believe, even if we close above this line a little bit, I'll just adjust the line. I believe this resistance will hold. I'm not expecting us to be above 10,000 anytime soon. Can I be wrong? Of course I can be wrong. It's just an opinion. If Bitcoin made a sudden move to 10,000, would you consider it a bull trap? Not really. I mean, we pretty much did a sudden move to 10,000. We went to 9,500. I mean, 10,000 is less than 5% away, or like 7% away. That's not it. Like if Bitcoin did a sudden move to 15,000, that I would consider a potential bull trap. But I don't think that's going to happen. This was a beautiful move. And I think we're going to correct here. Do you find it problematic that only 5 large cap names are leading the market higher? No, I don't. I don't find it problematic at all. Too overweighted in the indices. And if these crap out, do you think it's all over? Probably. I don't find it problematic because I don't find it problematic because people are scared. People are stressed. People don't know which companies are going to go bankrupt, but people know that the following companies will not go bankrupt: Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Netflix. People know, investors know these companies are safe havens. That is why these companies are driving the market higher. So that shows you that people are flocking to safety, and they may not want to sell those companies. They'll hold on to them because they see them safer as other investments. See them safer versus other investments. Okay, let's see if the market is stabilizing here. Let's see if that 10 a.m. correction happens to the upside. I don't like the look of these candles, so I wouldn't touch it. I would rather see the market go up because I'm not short the market yet. I would like to short the market either today or tomorrow or next week. So we'll see. It's hard to say if the market has topped on the S&P. I really wanted it to get to a 9. I think this 5 candle being a down candle helps us get to a 9. It's possible we will make a new high next week. I'm not ready to short the market yet. Tesla. Yeah, we can take a look at Tesla. I'm curious. I believe it had earnings and it did very well. So Tesla is looking great. There's Tesla. I don't have much to say. I'm bullish. I'm usually bullish Tesla. I think Tesla will be the majority of all the cars on the road. And it's on a 4 of 9 sequential. But the overall market is king. So if the overall market dips and starts to go down, so will Tesla. Okay, one more look at Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin has topped. I took my profit from the long trade. I am not going to short. I will wait for the pullback. And as you can see from my t-shirt, I will be buying the dip. I will be buying this dip. I'm waiting for a nice dip. I believe this dip will go to at least 72.50. It's possible that we'll only go to 8,000, but I think it's going to go lower. The halving is coming. There could be another pump. Anything can happen. I trust TA. The TA told me to get out of Bitcoin last night. And here we are. And right now, the TA is telling me that Bitcoin is going to drop a little bit more. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to go take a look at the portfolio with all the options that we entered. I will, for those from the options course, we will do another video tomorrow because tomorrow we got to exit some of those option plays. They were only a week long. So a lot of those options are expiring tomorrow. And we're going to go back to the options course tomorrow. You guys will join me in the Zoom session and we will do it. Thank you for the likes. We have 625 likes. We are closing with 1,400 people. Guys, please like, please subscribe. And I can't promise you a video tonight, but there will be a video tomorrow, probably before market opens. And then we're going to go back into the options class with those that attended the options workshop. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you for watching. I will see you all on the next one.